Today is January 1st, 2020, and I figured I'd jump on to say Happy New Year again to everybody. And just to give you a little chit chat this morning, I am up and dressed and ready to get out to the thrift. A couple of the thrift stores open at 12, so that's what I'm doing today. And I also want to try to film at some of the stores. As many of you know, a lot of the thrift stores play music and it's very hard to film. But one of my goals for 2020 is to try to get more footage of the thrift stores, of me shopping and hauling and schlepping all of this stuff into my car and bringing it home to create haul videos for you guys. So I am starting off 2020 with a bang. I am up, I am in my flannel and my thermal and my leggings. Always stretchy clothes for the thrift store, no tassel earrings. And yeah, I am just ready to go. I have my cup of tea and this is what I am drinking. In case you guys want to know, Jam and Lemon Ginger by Celestial Seasonings. Just regular tea bags that I throw in a pitcher and brew some homemade tea. I put some raw honey in it and I love to sip on this throughout the day, besides a ton of water. I think one of the reasons that I feel as healthy as I do, I'm a big believer in drinking water. I don't know if I've ever heard this, but I think when you drink water, it just flushes everything out. Like last night, I did stay up quite late for New Year's Eve. I was at a party with friends, had a great time, but I am too old to be staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning, that is for sure. So today I look a little tired, but we're good to go. Had my cup of coffee, and I am just going to throw my boots on and get in the car, and I'm excited to thrift this year. After 6 years of thrifting, you would think I would be just over it. I am not. It is a treasure hunt every time. And as many of you know, I shared on Instagram a couple of times, I was the little girl always looking for treasure. You know those girls that lived in your neighborhood, or boys, that just dug in the backyard? That was so me. I was always digging for treasure. And when my mom took us on walks, I was always looking down on the ground, looking for, I guess, coins or jewelry, or so it's just in my blood. And I am excited for 2020 to get out there, explore new stores, new flea markets, and just the thrill of the hunt to find different treasures. I had a wonderful 2019 and really looking forward to 2020. So with having said that, now on to the footage of whatever footage I was able to gather, and hopefully we find some great stuff today. Okay, stay tuned. Walking up and down the aisle, I realized that they have cleared the shelves and the store is a little more empty. That was a floating wine glass. My store is divided by colors, so each aisle will have a certain color. As you can tell, we're in the white clear aisle. This was a little owl, I'm going to say cookie jar. He was cute, but I didn't think there was enough profit. I do look at china plates a lot. I don't pick up that many famous last words, and I always look to see what the mark is on the bottom. I believe this one was from Paragon, and again, a single plate won't have much profit capability, so I left that behind. As you can see, all of the Christmas items were taken off, and this is a shot of the basket. This was a vintage dish. Again, I didn't feel there was enough profit there for me to warrant picking it up. I am trying to be a little more choosy. Some items I still definitely take a chance on, and other ones I have really learned to leave behind. I'm not picking up as many mugs. What else am I not? Single plates. I like groups of things. I like when I can pick up 4 or 6 of something. This was a bag of yarn. I was just being curious. I don't know that I sell that much yarn, but I like to see, you know, what's in the bag. Here again, a bag of yarn, and underneath was this copper pressed picture of the Last Supper. I have sold these type of craft items before. This is something somebody has made as like a hobby, And I look at the back, not only for the price tag, but for what the backing of the item is. This one is wood, and I thought that was fairly good, and I picked that up. The store is really unorganized today. This location, this is the Lancaster location, is usually a lot more organized. But today it was kind of scrappy. But I love the thrill of digging and hunting, so I didn't mind that at all. This next vase, I always check the bottoms, was from Italy, which piques my interest. It is a terracotta glazed clay, and I always run my finger along the rim to see if there's damage, and sure enough, a few chips, so I left that one behind. This is a model sailboat. I do sell these. I'm crazy enough to ship these. They're very hard to pack, but that one was not in great condition. Here we have a souvenir Bermuda wood mug. And the reason I picked this up, because it's dated from 1975, which makes it vintage, and the wood was beautiful. Now, I won't pick up a lot of souvenir mugs, but I did pick up that one, and I also picked up this bottle that was made in Italy, and again terracotta clay. Beautiful. Some days I visit the thrift and there is just item after item to be scooped up, and other days it's a real challenge to find items. Now, if you saw the gentleman that's coming down the other way, what he was holding in his hand caught my interest right away. I was sorry I had missed it. So I did wind up talking to him and asked him what he had, and it was string lights with little scamp campers. How cute is that? And I was very sorry that I missed that find. Thought that was great fun. Rainbow stripes always catch my attention, and I think they catch a lot of attention on eBay. So anything that has a rainbow stripe to it, I'm looking at it, especially if it is linens or hard goods. As you can tell, we're in the blue aisle. I stopped picking up a lot of tins, but I'm still curious of what the tin is. You guys know I sell a lot of tennis rackets, so I always pick up rackets. I don't have a lot of knowledge about them, but here I've taken the racket out of the case to show you this is where I look for information about the racket. I like to pick up graphite rackets and rackets that are higher quality. Here the grip is starting to degrade. I always run my finger along the grip because a lot of times this black material will rub off. I'm going to insert a shot here. This next item is a Wamsetta flat sheet. I didn't feel this was enough profit capability. They wanted, how much did they want for this? $4.99. And I felt there just wasn't enough profit in that. I think a sheet like that might sell for $9. Again, I always check ceramics. First thing I do is look on the bottom if it's made in China. 99% of the time, no. Unless it's something really fabulously gorgeous. These two candlesticks are beautiful. Blue and white is a popular color combination, but again, I didn't feel they were worth it. I think this was supposed to be the red aisle, and it's quite mixed. You can really tell the holiday has come and gone, and the store really needs to reorganize. Now you might be questioning why I'm looking at baby shampoo. I use baby shampoo as part of my face wash routine. I wash off my makeup with coconut oil and baby shampoo. So I will look to see if the price is right. There it was not. So now I have turned around and going back down the aisle, and this coffee pot was interesting to me for personal use, but I did not get it. I wasn't sure what that photo was or what that picture was. A lot of the artwork that I'm picking up now are originals, paintings and drawings, lithographs, etchings, things of that nature. A lot of the mass-produced I do not pick up. I would have to say out of all of the color aisles, mostly I pick up on the wood aisle. Here's a vintage coffee pot. I have sold quite a few of these. Some of them are Italian, some of them are French, and I'm really not picking them up anymore. This item was super interesting to me. See the glass here? The glass is a beveled glass, and this item was very heavy. Now I originally thought it was just a votive candle holder, but I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at here. This item is very heavy. Like I said, beveled glass. See the screw there? That's a sign of good quality, that it's not just glued on there. And when I looked at the bottom of the item, which was super heavy, did I mention that? Patent pending. So that was very interesting. I wound up leaving this behind, but I still question what this was. On the inside of the top, there was like a white plastic box. So I'm going to say it was some sort of maybe battery operated candle, flickering candle holder. Very interesting. And this is the silver and metal aisle. I have sold pots and pans, but again, they have just become too heavy to have the buyer pay shipping, and I don't do free shipping. So I have pretty much stopped picking up cookware, even if it is high end. Now I will pick up something like All Clad and sell it locally, but I will not pick it up for eBay. Here's a wood jewelry chest. I always give the tap test. You can tell I'm old school, always tapping with my fingernail on items to see what an item is made out of. All my sisters do that too. We give it the little tap test. This wood was too cheap for me to pick up. Here was a Lord West cummerbund. I believe the bow tie, is the bow tie there? It might be still there, but I did not pick that up. A little cup and saucer, but it had a chip, so I left that behind. This was very interesting to me. Very heavy divided dish serving platter for playing cards, I would imagine, or for a gambling, like roulette, if you're having that kind of party, casino party. I loved this, but it was very heavy, and it was mass marketed. I don't know who sold that, but it wasn't a unique piece. I always look at drip glaze pottery. I have a tendency to shop up and down the aisles fairly quickly. If I have enough time, I will do several passes, if not more. Sometimes I'm up and down aisles, 6 or 7 times. Another interesting platter. I think this might have been from the same party that the last one was. This is just a cheaper ceramic bowl. Very nicely done, though, I have to say, for those aqua bowls. As you can tell, most of this is blue and purple. This next item, I didn't know what this was. It's a ceramic strawberry dish in a berry basket, and it's a candle. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this company before. Very heavy. This item must have weighed a good 6 or 7 pounds. And this is homework. Homework candles do not bring a lot of money, and with having said that, I'm going to insert comps. So I did put it in my basket to research it, but when I looked at it, the comps were not there. This is like a Mexican glass, green glass. They're quite common. Very interesting vase. I almost think that was a piece of art pottery that somebody might have made. I didn't see a mark on that. I could be wrong about that last piece. Again, dishes have to be really high-end for me to pick them up at this point. Either very collectible or very high-end. We're talking like Restoration Hardware, Pottery Barn, some dishes from IKEA, and other ones fine bone china. This piece had to be the ugliest piece I've ever seen. A ceramic basket of vegetables made in Spain, but the colorway and the design, I'm sorry, I thought this was quite ugly. And you won't hear me say that about too many pieces, but sorry if you have that in your kitchen. I thought this picture was mass marketed, and it was. Incredible edibles. Again, I did not care for this colorway on this bowl, but I always like to take a look and see accents by Jay. This canister set is false graph. I don't pick up any false graph. A lot of times I feel the bottom shelves are less shopped because people don't want to bend down or squat down to see what's on the bottom shelf. So almost always I very carefully check the bottom shelf. Most times it's knapsacks and things like that, heavier items, but I was digging through. This is a dog. He's a planter. He might be vintage. I believe somebody spray painted him. When you look inside a planter like that, you'll see the overspray if the owner has sprayed it. So I always leave those behind. I will not pick up a piece that's been oversprayed. There's the tap test. It was plastic. This serving tray is good for personal use. I love these trays. I think they're great to group candles on. So pretty. You put it on like a weathered coffee table with burning candles, or use it on your vanity tray. But I have enough of them. I like to look at tapestries. That was not a good one. Again, this is the black aisle with other stuff mixed in because you know, customers move things around. Here I'm going to look at belts and ties. The only ties I'm really picking up are high-end ties made out of silk. Vintage ties are really wonderful if they're in good condition. That time I didn't find any, and now I'm looking through belts. I always look at the holes on the belt to make sure there's not extensive wear. This is a Banana Republic, so I'm going to go ahead and take this belt. I get belts for $1.97 and usually get between $15 and $20. Here's another leather belt. I loved the style of this, but one of the edges, as I'm feeling it, I had wear, and I felt like no, and I don't have time to be gluing things or fixing things at this point. So I left the brown one behind. See that daisy tie? Right away that caught my attention because some of the vintage retro prints are like that. I did not see the markings to denote that it was worth picking up, so I left that one behind and just took the belt. On to men's shoes. I love selling men's shoes. I don't like cleaning them. Here's Calvin Klein driving shoe. Calvin Klein is not a high-end brand to me. I don't pick up a lot of Calvin Klein. But I love finding good leather shoes. Now this pair of shoes was Dockers, Nike sneakers, both left behind, and this one here was Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger shoes generally don't bring a lot. I always check the back to make sure that the person wearing them didn't have a slant and they are worn unevenly. I look at the grommets and the eyelets to make sure they're all present. The price was $7.47. And I'm going to insert comps for Tommy. Tommy normally doesn't bring a high dollar, but I feel I'm trusting my judgment here that these shoes are good, and once cleaned up, these are going to bring, I'm thinking, between $30 and $40. It's a bold statement because they normally don't bring them, you know, that kind of money, but I was kind of convinced. This pair of boots was beautiful. I couldn't believe these were aerosols. I haven't seen a lot of aerosols in men's boots. So I was a little on the fence about these. I put them back. I took them. In the end, I put them back, which might have been a mistake. Now again, Aerosols is not a high-end name, but these were in great condition and they were beautiful. Padded collar around the ankle. But like I said, I did wind up putting those back. These shoes were a very big, wide shoe, but see the bump at the toe right there? This man had a bunion or a corn and disshaped his shoes. So these shoes, I'm just showing you to what to look for. They had wearing on the edges of the outer heel, which shows he had, you know, a lean, and I won't pick up shoes in that condition. These were interesting, Steve Madden, but no, they were too worn out. When I look at men's shoes, I look for a leather sole. Again, I look at the heels. But overall with shoes, I'm looking for the name. I'm looking for Allen Edmonds. I'm looking for really nice high-end Ralph Lauren. I love selling brogue shoes, I believe they're called, wingtips, chukka boots, desert boots, any kind of ankle boot. Now this is Bostonian. I don't sell Bostonian shoes, but I thought the soles on these were quite nice. I'm sure there are Bostonian shoes that bring good money. I just haven't had good experience with the ones that I've tried to sell. This coffee pot, I think it's either a coffee pot or a teapot. Now it's not electric. This is a standalone stainless steel with a very interesting wood design. I felt right away that this was vintage, in very good condition. Always looking at how things are constructed and if it's in good shape. I went ahead and picked up this brand, which was unfamiliar to me. I will try to zoom in on the name for you. And we are on to men's jackets. I race back and forth between hard goods and clothing. I'm a crazy person. I wait to hear new carts being rolled out, and I will stop what I'm doing and find out where they're putting the new items out. Men's jackets, most of it is about the feel. It has to have good material. This orange one I just looked at out of curiosity. Mostly I'm looking for the branding first, then the condition. I thought that was kind of Carhartt-ish. I like to find good wool jackets, velvet jackets. Jackets are blazers with elbow patches. I don't pick up a lot of suit jackets or a lot of suits, but sport coats I do pick up quite a few. I don't do a lot of leather jackets unless they're Harley Davidson or ones with fringe. Leather jackets are very heavy, and the shipping a lot of times kills the sale. This shirt was really a woman's shirt. I thought this was very good. It was a patchwork chambray, and I would have picked this up in a regular brand. A new approach just doesn't bring any kind of money, so I left that behind. Most dress shirts I like to pick up, you can kind of spot from far away. This one had very nice quality, but again, I didn't feel that this was good enough to pick up. I like to pick up Robert Graham, Tom Ford. There are a few shirts that I gravitate towards, and you can usually spot those right on the rack. Ralph Lauren I pick up quite often, especially if I can get 2 or 3 in great condition in the same size and lot them together. I also pick up Brooks Brothers, but I look for the Golden Fleece logo on the pocket. Here we have Brooks Brothers, but the pocket is plain, so this one I left behind. I would consider that like a black watch plaid. I don't know if that's correct. Here we are on to women's jackets and blazers. I looked at this set because Ronnie Nicole is not high-end, but I have done well with that brand, but the size tag was cut. Here I did pick up this blazer. This was beautiful. I believe that was Banana Republic. I missed looking at the tag. And it's almost like a boyfriend blazer. A lot of times I'm looking for tweed jackets, even in a regular brand. Tweed does very well for me, but it has to have special colors or something really unique about it. No, I don't look at every name. This was interesting to me. I like velvet. Like I said, I like tweed. What else do I look for? Cashmere, of course. Always cashmere. I run my hand along the tops. This Dress Barn jacket was a mistake on my part. I did not pick this up, and I'm not quite sure what the disconnect was here. I actually put this in my cart. I should have bought this. This was a woman's size 18, beautiful tweed with sparkle. Look at that button. I think my brain was was just a little quiet and saying, pick it up, pick it up. I'm convinced I would have got $35 for that jacket. If it's there next time I go, I'll pick it up. My store does not have a lot of high-end clothing. A lot of it's just mall brands, older people's, mature women's brands. This I liked because it was that velvet corduroy, but the name was not good enough for me to pick up. This next jacket I spotted right away. I could tell it was quality by the feel. This tag up here said made in Italy. No branding. And then when I opened it, I realized it's a reversible jacket, which means the tags are in the pocket. So you go in the inside pocket. And I will insert how to say this brand right here. Ermenegildo Degna. And I look at the tag to make sure that the material content is there and the size is there. This was a men's 56, which is excellent. Very happy about this coat. Pristine condition, just beautiful. Now we're on to linens. A lot of days I find very nice linens. Today I don't think I picked up anything, but it's always good to look. I am just learning so much about linens these past few years. There's a crocheted blanket, which I said no to. I did not like the color or the workmanship. Linens is one item you can really tell what you have by feeling it. A good linen will have a high thread count. That's pretty much across the board in my opinion. It will be silk, wool, beautiful cotton, very high-end Egyptian cotton. Some of the cotton out of Portugal is gorgeous also. Italian linens are gorgeous. French. I love a beautiful linen tablecloth. Linen bedding is just stunning. So happy New Year's, guys. Thanks again for all of your support, encouragement, kind words, and following. And if you're not following, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out so much and helps me continue to bring these videos to you. And let's go out and get what's ours. Bye, guys.